You know, sometimes when I start out these videos, I think about kind of an intro I want to do and then just kind of record. But honestly, I didn't really know what was going to be appropriate for this story that we're going to talk about. Yes, it's about microtransactions, but honestly, this is Activision using a matchmaking system to sell in-game items to people in such a devious, scummy, but actually quite impressive way that I just had to share it out with everybody. What's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. And you can check out this article on Rolling Stone. They got their hands on a patent that was approved by the government for Activision for them to use in their matchmaking games. Now, I did check and I did see that the Destiny people, they've come out and said that they don't use this system in their games. And in fact, Activision has said themselves that this was just exploratory work for a system that they were thinking about, and they don't actually have it in use right now in any game. But they do own the patent, and the thing is, this could be being used in any game currently out there, whether it's from EA, whether it's from Microsoft, whether it's from Sony, or whether it's from any other publisher, you know, out there. They could all be doing this, and we wouldn't even know. And the only reason we have an inkling about it is because the patent leaked. And this is some devious, scummy, but kind of impressive and smart way to sell microtransactions to people. So let's get into it, shall we? So it's called The System and Method for Driving Microtransactions in Multiplayer Video Games, was filed in 2015, and it was granted today by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The patent details how multiplayer matches are configured, specifically how players are selected to play with one another, and that's kind of the impressive thing, right? The process used by Activision involves a computer looking at a wide variety of factors, including skill level, internet latency, availability of friends, and other things. It then goes through a system to first soft reserve a slot in a game for a player, and then assign the players to the same match. But this is where it gets a little devious and a little scummy, in my opinion. For example, in one implementation, the system may include a microtransaction engine that arranges matches to influence game-related purchases. For instance, the microtransaction engine may match a more expert marquee player with a junior player to encourage the junior player to make game-related purchases of items possessed, used by the marquee player. A junior player may wish to emulate the marquee player by obtaining weapons or other items used by the marquee player. Now, that is brilliant, but at the same time, that is scummy as hell, man. I mean, think about that. So not only do you have these systems working behind the scenes to match players of relative skill levels so the games are competitive and close, but also of, you know, internet latency in your connection so you actually get a good match. But also there's another layer. The system's also looking for people based on maybe their purchase history or who knows what reason, but to match a really good player against a really bad player, so the bad player would want to covet what the good player has and may potentially want to buy what the good player is using. Incredible. Absolutely incredible, but absolutely scummy, though. But there's more to this story. There's more. The patent goes on to note that the same information could be used to identify what sorts of in-game purchasable items should be promoted. In a particular example, the junior player may wish to become an expert sniper in-game, which is determined by the player profile. The microtransaction engine may then match the junior player with a player that is highly skilled sniper in the game. In this manner, the junior player may be encouraged to make game-related purchases such as a rifle or other item used by the marquee player. Like I said, some of this stuff is just so in-depth, you know? And we just kind of thought it was like, hey, it's more of like, when you buy the microtransactions, it's more of a time saver. Hey, you don't want to grind out for 20 hours? That's okay. That's okay. We got your back. Just hand us some money, and we'll give you everything. Kind of how EA does it with the Battlefield games and the unlock system. If you don't have all the time in the world to unlock everything like everybody else, don't worry. Just give us $50, and we will unlock everything for you. You know, that type of stuff. But here, the game's working behind the scenes to maybe exploit someone who maybe has purchased a few microtransactions in the past. The game knows that he wants to be a better sniper, so the game, behind the scenes, matches it with somebody who is a really good sniper, and then the bad player, the one who wants to be a sniper, wants to get what that good sniper has, so he makes those purchases. It's actually ingenious, honestly. Like, and to think, this could be going on anywhere, in anybody's matchmaking systems, and we would never know. But there's also another part of this stuff that I thought was very particular. Doing so may enhance a level of enjoyment for the player, by the player, for the game-related purchase, which may encourage future purchases. For example, if the player purchased a particular weapon, the microtransaction engine may match the player in a gameplay session in which the particular weapon is highly effective, giving the player an impression that the particular weapon was a good purchase. This may encourage the player to make future purchases to achieve similar gameplay results. Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Think about that for a second. You buy something and say maybe it doesn't live up to your expectations, and then you're like, you know what, this purchase was bad. I'm never going to spend money on this again because I thought it was good, but now I know it's bad. So you don't make another purchase. Well, they recognize this. So now the game knows that you bought, say, like an M29 saw, right? So then behind the scenes, it works you up in a match knowing that that weapon will do good work against maybe the people playing that game. So you just bought that weapon, it matches you in a match where that weapon would be good for, and then you have a great experience thinking that, okay, the purchase I just made was worth it, and that might enable more future purchases to achieve similar gameplay results. Wow. I mean, they really thought through everything in this, haven't they? I mean, it's incredible. Honestly, I'm kind of stunned that they've gone through the trouble of actually trying to use matchmaking to sell in-game items, and I'm actually impressed by how they've done it. But at the same time, this is so shady, and this is so scummy, and so diabolical. You know, I'm sure somebody may be listening to this, or someone is like a psychology major and is probably looking at this being like, wow, this is utterly brilliant, right? I mean, it's basically playing to people's, like, exploitations, kind of. The game knows if you're, you know, one of those people that will potentially spend money on it, and then it tries to put you in situations where you're going to want to spend money. Now, obviously, this stuff wouldn't work on someone like me. I have no use for microtransactions, period. But either way, and the scary thing is about all this is that, number one, we wouldn't even know about it unless we didn't see the patent. But honestly, this system could be being used by anybody in the video game industry, and we wouldn't even know about it. It could be going on right now in our very eyes, whether it's in Overwatch, whether it's in The Last of Us, whether it's in Battlefield, you know, any multiplayer game that has any sort of microtransactions or even loot boxes for that matter. It could be in any one of those systems because they don't really talk about their matchmaking tricks to how it matches people up. So you got to be kind of thinking about that. You know, Activision was thinking about this. They got the patent for it. They're saying it's currently not using this patent in any game, but they didn't say they wouldn't use it in any future games, and they also didn't say they weren't like using a modified version of this. So it's just very interesting to think about. On one hand, utterly brilliant. On the other hand, completely scummy. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Is this kind of going too far? Do you agree in the brilliance of this all? Because I see it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for more content. As, man, we dropped a few videos today. I mean, it was a busy day today. What do we drop? We drop the EA video about Dead Space developer getting dropped and stuff. I mean, there was a lot of news that happened today. I try to cover it all. I'm sure tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Halo news that just happened about the Halo Master Chief Collection going to 4K on the X or whatever it is. Either way, we'll talk about that tomorrow. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more content. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope everybody has a great rest of the day. I'm going to get on some South Park, and I will see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.